I was worried. I was thinking it's not gonna come back on scheduled maintenance, but I'm gonna be calling for that like credit today. You best believe. I'm gonna tell them, hey, I couldn't do work last night. You know, I work overnight and I couldn't do it. Who scheduled this maintenance? Not I.
Right. That's true. That's true.
And that's when the Comcast personnel is already been taught to laugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we're sorry,
it's
sir,
in the it's in the script.
Discount. Yeah. They go to school to learn that.
You supposed to be. Somebody get mad at this guy
to keep an even tone to make their clientele even more pissed off. Well, we're not even remotely concerned about your problems, sir. You're not gonna give me a discount. Carrie, I'm in Krista. So you hear the little background laugh. No, that's not what we do here, sir.
Yeah. You know, I will say they've been really good about giving me discounts because I've called and I'm like, hey, how about those delicious COVID discounts? Those COVID coupons. I've got one for $250 and one for $100.
Oh, well, so there you go.
Oh, you do? Good for you.
Yeah.
How do you get those?
Only because I called. I'm like, hey, I can't pay.
So what is that? So is that like a credit to your account, or?
Yep. The first one was for $250. The next one was for $100.
Oh, and, you know what? Good for you.
That's not a coupon, dude. That's an IOU.
Yeah.
That is. All of those come due as soon as the feds say that you can cash them in.
But it's for business. They only do it for business accounts apparently.
Oh, of course.
And I got a business account because I have business class internet here in the house because I'm like, I stream, I upload a lot of stuff. You know, because there was a point where people were laughing at me because we did a speed test live and we did it on IndieVolt. And we watched my speed. It was laughably slow. Like everyone was like, oh my, how are you doing anything online? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just hanging on, I guess. And they were like, yeah, you suck. So I
barely hanging on.
Yeah, I called.
We're barely hanging on now.
Yeah.
Trico says, morning party people. I think he spelled purple wrong. Morning party people.
Good morning, Mr. Trico.
Pop says, shh, more coffee.
Good morning, Pops.
Morning, Pops. Thanks for listening in. Come on in, everybody. We're just talking before everybody gets into the room.
Oh, shouldn't eat those chocolate muffins.
Well, I think it's the S at the end that might be the issue. You're supposed to eat one.
Yeah.
It all depends upon the size of the muffin, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's one of those Costco muffins, right?
Yeah, it's those little Debbie mini muffins. It's I probably shouldn't eat 2 bags. That's the problem.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, sure. I see your problem right here.
It's like I remember a friend of mine, and it was he rented a room in my parents' basement, and he come upstairs one day, and the story takes a dark turn, but then it gets funny. Okay, so bear with me. So one day he comes upstairs, and I'm watching. I come into the kitchen, I look at him, and he's eating cereal, and I don't like eating cereal with people. It's one of my pet peeves. I can't look at you while you're eating cereal. I just can't do it. I'll put the box between us.
You have a lot of pet peeves.
Yeah. It's like this weird quirk. I'll put the box between us because I can't watch you eat cereal. Because some people like they like to milk jump out their mouth and shit and down their chin. It's like, oh.
But
no, you know what? I kind of have a similar picadillo. Yeah, I kind of have a similar. Yeah.
I'm watching him, and milk is just sliding down one side of his face. And I'm like, what the? And he's like, I'm looking at him. I watched this for about 2 minutes.
Like raised by wolves.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is your problem? So I said, hey, can you eat properly? What's wrong? and he's like, oh, the soap I used last night is giving me an allergic reaction. And I said, oh, okay. So he went downstairs. He came back up later that afternoon. And I noticed he's talking odd. He's not moving one side of his face. I'm like, dude, you need to go. I'm like, you need to go to the doctor because that soap is. I said that isn't. You may have cerebral palsy. You may have had a stroke and something. What's going on? Go find out what the hell is the problem. Oh no, it's a soap. I switched soap. I bought dollar store soap. I shouldn't have done it. And I'm like, dollar store soap did that? Yeah, you may have a lawsuit. Well, he goes to the doctor and he comes back home and he says, the doctor says I suffered a stroke.
Ah, wow.
And I'm like, all right. So that's where the story turns dark.
Right.
Yeah. And my blood pressure's too high. I'm not eating properly. That's why this happened.
Wow.
Like, okay. He says this and reaches down into the bag, a brown paper bag, pulls out a box of a pack of fig Newtons.
Because hey, right?
Right, yeah. So I see him open the fig Newtons and I go upstairs and I come back down about 15, 20 minutes later. And the whole container of fig Newtons is now gone.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell? I said, didn't doctor just tell you you need to stop eating? These are non-fat. And I'm just, yeah. I let out one of those and it's like, I may have used a couple other.
He figures if he ingests enough preservatives, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think I may have called him a couple of. Is it improper pronouns?
Proper pronouns.
Yeah.
Proper pronouns.
Yeah. I may have this.
How dare you?
I may have described him with adjectives and verbs that.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's kind of a tough situation to be in. You know, that's a lot of denial going on right there.
Yeah. He and didn't even offer me any fig Newtons too. That was the real problem.
Right.
It didn't even offer me
a true travesty.
Yeah, I didn't get offered any fig Newtons.
You know, especially it's like, look, it says family size.
Yeah.
Not single serving. But it can be single serving if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
Good morning from the desk of a small press publisher. Hope you're doing all right this morning. Jake in the house.
Hey, Jake.
Thanks, Jake, throw me an invite in the DMs. Dash Kid. What?
I can throw him an invite. Let me see if I can get it to work.
Good morning, people. Good morning, Nine Realms. Hope you're doing well. Buddy.
Good morning.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Shall we wind this up and kick this off? Try
to be official about this.
It can be. This is the morning. This is the breakfast buzz for the 11th of February, 2021. Here we go.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Morning, everybody. Morning. Come on in.
Good morning. Sorry, I seen Phil Collins was trending. I got scared.
Seeing the baby?
Oh, no.
Seeing the baby reminded you of Phil Collins?
No. I went on Twitter. I seen Phil Collins was trending. I'm like, what's wrong with Phil Collins? But no, apparently he was just high on every soundtrack he's been a part of.
I guess.
Okay. Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
All the music I did, I was high. It's like, well,
sometimes that's how it works.
That might not necessarily mean high.
Yeah.
That might mean you were at that normal level where you were super creative and drugs helped you. What can I tell you?
Yeah,
I was tweaking, man. I was out there, bro.
It's kind of like how we were mentioning Robin Williams last night, and it's like, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's like, I was on it, man.
Even he said that.
Yeah.
John Celestri says we've got an ice storm here in central Kentucky.
Yeah, it's snowing over here too.
Hang on, John. It's gonna get a little worse before it gets better.
No. I'm over winter, that's for sure.
We've been so lucky here in the middle of Michigan because the jet stream goes around over the top of the Great Lakes or under the Great Lakes for some crazy reason the last few years, and we don't get weather nearly as severe as we used to, because I remember 2 feet of snow,
right? Yeah,
but it's been years. The last time we had a cold snap like this was back in 2014.
Wow. Okay. Because I'm like like my backyard is completely unusable. Like I can't open up gates or anything.
Fine, if you want to go snow diving.
Yeah, I know. Oh, now it's all ice, so you don't want to even do that.
Oh
yeah, that might be painful.
Yeah.
I looked at the temperature today. I said 9. That's
9.
Yeah, that's a single digit.
Seven up here. Three.
That's a hate crime.
Yeah. It's like I'm not.
Nine's a hate crime.
I'm not genetically built for these temperatures. So
it's okay, because if you're over in Moscow right now, our friends in Russia are enjoying like below 43, I think.
Oh
and
my goodness.
That's Fahrenheit. That's our system of measurement.
Yeah,
it's like below 43 below.
That's how come that they come here and it's 9 degrees and they're wearing tank tops and flip flops. They're like, oh, this is nothing.
We both got a great big blast of Arctic air going down both sides, and with us, it's going right through the center of the country, and then, as usual, curving up and going on the other side of the Appalachians. Yeah, right up where you are. You'll have it in a couple of days. But Texas this morning, a little shivery. But, you get down into Texas and Florida, and you go below 32, 60. And everybody's
60. No, in Florida, if you go below 60, everyone starts freaking out.
Yeah, here we're like 60. Like they're in shorts here at 60.
Yeah.
In Michigan, we're in shorts at like 40, 30, 40. People are weird here.
Trico wants to know, is this the weather, Buzz? What the heck?
We're still waking up, so we got to warm up.
We have to introduce ourselves. Randy, you go first. You're in the first box.
Wake and bake, coffee and weed. LOL. That's Pop's morning regimen.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening in. My name is Randy Zimmerman. I am an
Who?
Yes, exactly. Randy Zimmerman. I'm an alternative and independent comics creator, producer, publisher, everything. I've done everything in this direct market that you could imagine. And I've done a lot of stuff for many, many years in this business, even if you don't know who I am. Done a lot of stuff. Right now, my specialty is really sequential art for advertising and educational purposes, because it pays better than the mainstream. And I'm working really hard to get Arrow Comics back up off the ground. It's a publishing company that I've been involved with since the 80s, and it's time to bring it back again. So we're bringing it back. It's going to be fun. And I want to thank everybody that's listening on the radio and everywhere else. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
I thought about that, and I thought about some of the stuff you've done. And I'm like, he's done quite a bit of a lot of stuff. I don't know how he remembers it all.
I don't.
I forget.
Who says you remember it all? It doesn't happen like that.
I forget what I did yesterday. My son remembers. You told me we were going to the store.
That's because your son will never let you forget.
Yeah. It's like, oh, did I? Okay, let's go to the store then. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant. That's right. Varian Mikhail Baryshnikov Grant, my whole name.
The Lord Reverend Varian.
Lord Reverend Varian Mikhail Baryshnikov Grant.
Esquire.
Yeah. Actually, the Mikhail part is true, and
the third.
The Baryshnikov part is because that's my dad used to call me Mikhail Baryshnikov, and I went to school and I told the teacher that was my name, and my kindergarten teacher. My name is Mikhail Baryshnikov. Varian Mikhail Baryshnikov Grant. She was like, I don't think your name is Baryshnikov. It is. Anyway, my dad had to set me straight.
Steve Martin used to have a great routine where he said, anybody out there whose parents that have kids, this is you need to raise them wrong and tell them different words so that when they go to school, they go, can I boo-boo dog face to the banana patch?
Not for nothing. We knew somebody who did that with their kids. They would only speak in baby talk to them. I mean, the kid was like 12 and only spoke in baby talk. It was pathetic.
Speaking of baby talk, we have Jake in the house.
Yeah.
Go gaga.
Good morning, Jake.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
All right. It's Thursday. It's morning, and it's cold out.
It is.
Yeah.
Below. It's 10 below. I don't know.
Are you?
Well, yeah, that's true where you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're out colding all of us. So yeah, we're being the babies here.
You have a lot more snow than the rest of us throughout the
Yeah.
year, don't you? Over there.
Over here it's just sunny days. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of snowing, but it's kept like I don't know 6 foot now.
Oh, only.
Oh, gee, is that all? Yeah.
Just 6 foot. It's nothing.
Yeah.
We get 3 foot here. We're done for the week.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're shutting stuff down.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
you know,
done.
yeah.
That's all right. But in Texas, they get 1 inch and they're done for the week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jake has some art he's gonna share.
Jake's working on something.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
that.
Pretty cool.
Ah.
It's a hand.
yeah, it's a beautiful hand.
It's a beautiful hand.
I'm actually currently working on a trading card right now.
Cool.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I showed Randy some art this morning. We got a kick out of. Yeah.
We probably can't show it here. Well,
No, we can't.
no,
Yeah.
that would not be nice.
Oh, that
Was
kind of
it,
stuff on
was it the
flying
piece I
YouTube.
sent? Was it the piece I sent Krista?
No. It was
It would
another.
end up being derogatory. I'm pretty sure. Once you saw it, you go, "That's not what happens in that picture at all."
It's
Yeah, we can easily just find them for affinity.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, not
it
that
would've-
one. This particular piece is a Krista exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joining us.
I did offer to re-letter the page because it's important.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
We'll,
matter.
we'll have to help that.
Yeah.
That
We'll help that along.
yeah.
Daphne, better introduce yourself before
Oh,
we bring
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
else in
before
from the
we-
green room.
That's true. Yeah. It's like, hi, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, so I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about. I am known for the funny animal fantasy Tall Tales and my medieval drama Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. You can read both my comics for free at talltalesonline.com. That's TAILS, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can watch my videos on how I make these comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage art. Not bad for a green nobody, huh?
And Jake, introduce yourself, buddy.
My name is Jake Twister. I am a what do we call it? Comics and entrepreneur from Norway, and you can find me on Twitter at JTwister. There isn't much to say except that I'm trying to break in with these guys. Hopefully that will come soon enough. I'm still working on the comic, Randy. Don't worry about it. I just want to
I know
do
you
something
are.
else on the side right now.
It's important to get breaks.
It's also important to get paid. So
Yeah.
Well, that would help. Makes
Yeah,
it
yeah,
easier.
yeah.
You know.
I'm not in for the moolah right now.
Oh,
I'm
well,
for exposure.
Yeah. Careful with that exposure bucks, man. You'll get
Yeah.
What-
As I said
Especially
last
where
time,
you
I
are.
get cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, anything we print in the Revolt book is all the profits are going to get split amongst all of us. So
you have I always say you have 6 feet of snow there.
Yeah.
Exposure there can be a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
that's
What
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I'm in my shorts right now.
That's a step outside
would
your
believe,
house.
I wouldn't. I would believe that. Yeah.
it's when you can go swimming in the snow.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
snow angels and huffing a little bit of that other snow, like candy, milk candy type of deal. I ain't gonna
We
say
should
no.
probably remind our listening audience that we are TVMA DLSV.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
we don't have the model on top of ours though. We don't have the
Well,
model.
you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Speaking of
Like
greenhorn,
Geekasm, like last night.
Yeah.
speaking of greenhorns,
Greenhorns.
Greenhorns.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Mike
good
Loden.
morning.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm
You doing
enjoying
all right?
my coffee. It's
Oh, that's
we go.
good. That's
Hey,
good.
Yep. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
hell yeah. I'm actually pretty happy. I started my new job at a new site, and
Oh, that's good.
I'm getting a lot of physical exercise there. I'm already down 10 pounds.
Oh,
because-
there-
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So like this new place, it's a building, and there's not many posts, but the post that they have you start on is this roving post where you go through and do checkpoints on every floor. There are there are 7 floors and an exterior rove, and so each one of those has around 30 checkpoints and a massive building. So like I'm averaging on an 8-hour shift 9,000 steps a day.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I had
Yeah.
I've worked 2 12-hour shifts where I've had like close to 30.
Wow.
So
And just to give everyone kind of perspective, about 10,000 steps is about 4 miles. Depending on your stride.
lots and lots and lots of
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Just don't break the stride.
No.
Yes.
Dave, the Supreme's in the house. Good morning, Dave. Haven't heard from you in
Morning.
a little bit.
Trico says
You're doing well.
Trico says that Odin de-age. Dude looks like he's 19. Yeah,
It happens when I shave. So like
yeah, you know what?
He's the Chris O'Donnell of comics.
Yeah. Remember,
Chris O'Donnell speaking by
It's much better than being the Jim Jones of comics.
Well,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Kool-Aid.
just a little.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
just a smidge.
Do you guys remember when I don't know if you guys, I cut my hair and shaved off all this peach fuzz, and I took a picture of myself and put it on Facebook. And he was like, "How old were you?" This picture. I'm like, "I just took this picture today. That's the kitchen. That's the new shirt I just got." And people were like, "Oh my God, that's what you look like under all that hair? You're a baby." It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez,
sure.
thanks, guys.
Well, the wife saw you yesterday and said you were letting yourself go.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, look at all that hair. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to the barbershop. I'm just gonna I'm not cutting anything anymore. Screw it. I
want to go outside until it's at least above freezing.
I just want to see. I don't trust this year yet.
You know what, Varian? You got to go get back that hair. Just paste on some Gorilla Glue, and you'll be set.
No!
Yeah,
he's going back to full on frontierman. That's the goal.
It's gonna be
I saw somebody post one of those memes talking about Gorilla Glue and hair care, and Facebook had already flagged it for fake news.
Yeah, for real. They don't. I mean, really, it's like. It's like we're now at the. I mean, it's like we joke at the do not use hair dryer in shower, in bathtub, and it's like, oh, this is why.
Yeah. There it is.
Right.
There it is.
Jesus.
Wow.
Really?
Now
Yeah.
that's a baby face.
That's a bit. Yeah.
That's what happens when all this comes off, and all of a sudden I can't go to the movies anymore because I can't. We see your ID. You want to come and see this?
You're supposed to have that drink, sir.
Yeah. Usually, I remember a cop pulled me over, and it was the
looking
weirdest thing.
cute.
He pulled me over and he yelled at me. He says, "How old are you?" And I'm like, "I'm 19." And I gave him. He looked at me. He went back to his car, and I wasn't doing anything wrong.
You were just driving. Yeah. Driving while youthful.
Marion, please tell me when you posted that you did hashtag felt cute might delete later.
I know, right?
No, I didn't. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll shave everything because my wife hates all this, so she's like, shave that off. Yeah, I'll shave it off, take another picture, and then I'll post that.
Driving under influence of the fountain of youth.
Yeah. I'll shave it all off.
So Michael, how's the printing? How's your printing adventures going?
Printing's going really well. They shipped out the books yesterday. They're sending you the tracking number. So Daphne, you'll have your book here hopefully soon. And it's definitely nice to be doing a second thing of fulfillment for Elysian Fields. That's really exciting. And then we're gearing up for the Embrace right now. We hit a little bit of a snag here a week ago, where the colorist dropped off. He was having some creative differences with the artist. These things happen.
It's like they're coloring. What creative differences are you going to get in coloring?
There was a lot of edits being done, and it felt like we weren't moving forward. And he was just like, "Hey, man, this it's not."
Oh, I see.
It,
okay.
And not like it. None of us have anything bad to say about Avery. He did a fantastic job.
All right.
but like it's one of those things where it became pretty clear after like he did one fantastic page for us. But then when we were doing some of the earlier pages, there was it just didn't mesh with what we were trying to go for. And that's absolutely fine. These things happen in comics. But we already have a replacement pretty much set. We talked to a few people. We got some sample pages back. We're waiting to get back from this one last guy. But we think that we have our next guy. We just want to make sure that we take a look at everything and take it under consideration.
I'll tell you guys something that I found out.
What?
I found out about a really cool grift. And I say cool grift because it's like, that's so dark, it's ingenious. It's so it's this guy's a genius.
Is it the Boom Power Rangers campaign? Because
no. This
oh no.
Randy, this guy's a genius.
Don't pick on the poor Power Rangers.
No,
it needs all the help it can get.
No, you know, they're only a multi-million-dollar franchise. You know,
Yeah.
I've pity on them.
Well, like this was my whole thing. So if they had if they were just crowdfunding the book and what have you, I might have a bit more sympathy. I might. But we're talking about a comic book that had a very solid run. Every single one of its issues was in the top 50. And you're charging $100 per hardcover volume of a book that has less than 500 pages and a collection for $500. That's horseshit.
They're using gold thread to bind it. Come on.
No, that's horseshit, Randy.
You know, it's obvious that these companies are learning all the wrong lessons from all the successful Kickstarters and Indiegogos that exist.
It's at this point in our program we need to point out to folks that
the
expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Indie Media LLC and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, I gotta tell you guys about the grift.
Oh, okay, yes.
This guy decided that he figured out a way. Well, he didn't decide. He figured out a way to get his book colored for free. You know what he did?
Is that a grift? Isn't that what everyone tries to do at least once?
He did 5 sample pages out to multiple artists, but they were all in succession. So pages 1 through 5.
Oh, snap.
6 through 9. 9 through this.
Show me how good you color, kid. Here's 5 pages on spec.
And got his book color for free.
Yeah, but he could only do it once. And also, that book must look like a hot mess. Yeah, that book must look like a hot mess, though.
I'm not sure. I want to see it. I
put it in color. Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
unless
if he does this right, he could easily just effectively was like, I like what you're doing here, but if you could make it feel more like this and effectively through direction, make it so that all of the colors look somewhat consistent, even though they're done by different people. This man is an evil genius.
For all of our listening audience, please do not try this at home.
No, really, do not. It's
do not.
There's somebody somewhere going, I don't have any money. I'm going to try this.
I ain't got no morals.
There's an idea I can take.
Like Jake said, I ain't got any morals. I'm just going to do this. Well, I read about it in a Facebook group, and I'm like, wow, that's evilly delicious. I mean, that's
that's
where is your moral fiber, sir? I have none.
I work in comics. What do you want?
And this is why you shouldn't do stuff for free.
It's all for the good of the community, right?
Yeah.
We all
They're very true. Good.
We all do pages. We all do I'll do somebody asked me to do a sample page. I'll see if I can work it in my schedule. But colorists are used to being asked for sample colors, inkers, sample inks, so I can see how it looks.
I don't know. It's like that's what portfolios are for. You
Thanks
know,
for-
I mean, it's like if you're falling for this, it's like, come on, get your shit together.
Comics,
You
like,
know.
The other colorists have no idea about the other ones.
Yeah.
They're just coloring 5.
Yeah, but the thing is,
all
though, I mean,
girlfriend.
5, but still, though, it's like you have a portfolio online. I mean, it's like, people shouldn't be asking you for specs. It's like, well, my portfolio's here. This is how I color. It either fits what you want or it doesn't.
They all got side chicked.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame.
I'm not against. I'm not against.
It's
testing out.
funny as hell, but it's a shame.
This is super screwed up. So like
Yeah.
like when
It's funny and its lack of ethics is what it is.
Yeah, no.
like for me, as I said, we had our colors drop on the Embrace. So I sent out a sample page to each of the colorists we were talking to.
what you messed up.
We liked all of their colors. It was just we wanted to make sure that we picked the right person for the right fit. No variant. It was not me. I did not have them.
No, but here's the question though. Did you pay them for their time on that one page, or did you say we're just trying to figure out who's what?
We're just trying to figure out what's what. However, I am going to be doing some compensation for them. Like
Okay.
I it's not like the big thing is that I had already invested like 6 or 7 pages of work into Avery, and with everything going on right now, I want before we spent any more money on stuff, I wanted to make sure that we got this done. We got this first. But every single person at minimum is going to get a that did a sample is going to get a copy of the book.
Okay, so at least they're getting, because every time JD's looking for somebody, he always pays their page rate for coloring.
Yeah,
it's like because he figures if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least no one's wasting their time.
Exactly. No, and that's my whole thing is that I am definitely one of those people where I appreciate every bit of time that anybody puts into anything that I work on. So I'm going to find a way to compensate you somehow.
Yeah.
I found a new way. I have found a new way. What you guys are talking about is passe. Now I'm just gonna find 5 colors and send them 5 each 5
Well,
pages.
considering that we have 65,000 people usually listening to us, we're hoping that we can get the word out that it's like if someone is trying to get you to color 5 pages for free, it's sus.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rich wants in. We're going to send him a link.
Yeah, sure. Something. And let's add in our other across the pond, our other cousin across the pond. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Horace Leach.
This guy.
That guy.
Yay!
How you doing? How you all doing then?
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Dude, I am so excited to get Only Death Can Save Us. I have literally been checking. So Russ is doing a pinup for the Embrace because we're doing a cross promotion with Perfect 10 issue 2, and so Russ is doing a pinup with both of our characters in it fighting some baddies. And so he hits me up the other day and he's like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, your copy of the Embrace just shipped out." And so literally, I realized that it's unrealistic because he's in the UK. But ever since he sent me that, I'm just checking my mailbox.
Whoa. Michael, are you aware what baddies means in the Black community?
No.
Are you talking about baddie boys?
No, baddies. They're fighting some bad. Are you aware of what that means? It means they're fighting thick, attractive women.
Oh well.
I can
When did that happen?
Can we get tickets?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Is this a bad thing?
Yeah. Is that what's going on?
Exactly my type.
I need to see this book. I need to see this.
Oh, Rich was here and then he disappeared. I think
the work is scheduled in to start end of next week. So
I want to see those thick deliciousness.
Yep.
I want to see those thick THICC.
And I'll be looking forward to those books. I will be supporting those books. I got the first Perfect 10. Really, really enjoyed it.
And it's called Perfect 10. So you see, yeah,
it's Perfect 10.
Have you not seen Perfect 10 variant? Because Perfect 10 is, I guess, in your term, a baddie.
Yeah, right up your street, Varian. Right up your street.
Look, I'm still cracking up at JD telling me what a thoughty is.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You know what a thought is?" And I go, "What?"
It's something I
You
have
guys-
randomly
you
when
get
I'm
on
not
the
doing
It's
something.
an acronym. It's like, wait, it is?
I have very shallow thoughts.
And then he goes, "Yeah, thoughty, a thought. It's like that hoe over there." And I go, "No, no."
Oh, it's a Bigfoot. Hold on, what's going on?
It's one of her rap lines. Even when I don't have something to say, you'll never catch me without a thought. And I said, that man's a genius.
Learn something new every day. This is
Hello.
the English
Hello.
language.
Now, joined by Rich.
Hello.
Hi, Rich.
Hello, how you doing? Hello,
Good.
hello.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Introduce yourself to our radio audience, Rich.
My name is Mitch Perrotta. I'm a former Marvel and DC Comics book inker. I started in 1994 and worked my way through 2012, 2013. I started doing penciling and inking chores on the indie circuit. And now I am a Kickstarter novice because I have my first Kickstarter out for my brand new graphic novel, The Incantessi. It's presently out there now, but yay! I know, I already reached my goals, so I'm happy
Well,
about
that's
it.
excellent.
But
Excellent.
we're going for the stretch goals now, so we're going to see how well it does. But I'm happy to be here. Hello. What are you guys talking about? I caught the tail end of something.
We're
What are
just
you guys
talking about
talking
shit.
about?
That's all.
Yeah.
We're just
Just
hopping.
babbling, trying to wake up here. It's
Okay,
cold out.
next topic. All right, then can I introduce
outside.
the next topic, which I'm sure is on everybody's mind at this point.
Well, you're finally here after like it is not too.
Gina Carano.
Yeah. It's not 2:00 in the morning where you're at though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now you're here at daytime. It's like you got what is it? What time is it there?
What time is it over
3:30.
here? It's
2:30 in the
2:30.
afternoon.
2:30?
Yes, it is.
2:30.
I might get more coffee if we're going to be talking about the whole Gina Carano thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to. I mean,
That's
I
a little
just
deep
jumped in.
this morning. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
We were just talking about some guy's scheme of sending around 5 different pages of his books to test out a colorist.
Oh, I think I
4 or 5
ran into
different
that
colors.
guy.
And then he got his whole book colored for free.
Got his whole book color for free, and it's ingenious. It's deliciously evil. You can only run that scam once unless you change your name.
But
Yeah,
even
you can only run it. You can only run it no times if you live in the same country, mate. If you did that to me, I'd fucking hunt you down.
yeah, no,
He's
because
got a
really, because
preference
that's
for
also a thing too. It's like depending on how many pages in total. It's like how many colorists did this guy require for this whole scheme to work?
Yeah.
That's a lot of colorists.
It's elaborate, and that's an elaborate scheme. I mean, if you have to make sure that no one knows one thing about the other. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do.
I mean, really though, it's a lot of hard work to do the wrong thing.
I got
really
an uncle.
It
I
is.
got an uncle who kept several girlfriends secret for years. It's not that hard.
Girlfriends and colorists are usually 2 different things, though.
Nah. They
Depends.
take them out.
But are they, Randy?
Well, let's hope so.
Oh my God.
He had to take 5 different women who lived in the same city out, okay, and never got caught.
Oh, Jesus.
That's assuming they didn't know about each other.
That is true also.
Because a lot of you women know about each other. You're like, I know.
It's like whenever, because it's like usually whenever a guy's saying they don't know, and then you find out they knew all along.
Yeah.
It's that they made rather strategic decisions.
Yeah, no, that takes a lot of gall. It really does. It's like, well, all right, good luck on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see you do it twice.
Yeah.
What having multiple girlfriends or having different colorists?
I had that. That actually happened. August 2017. I had 3 girlfriends, and I saw them every day for the entire month.
See,
But after that, maybe a month after that was when I met my wife.
Yeah.
And then
you got to be careful with that, man.
And then you had them all color your comic.
Oh no, they would. Yeah, they all colored my comics, and I was like, all right, bye, see ya. You didn't make the cut. Sorry, it just wasn't good enough.
You only wanted me for my coloring.
Oh, that sounded too
Yeah,
authentic.
kind of.
Daphne.
I thought our
man,
relationship was
that's just too damn
splashing.
funny. Oh my word in heaven!
I got a question for you, Russ. You said you would track them down. So how far in the UK are you willing to travel to track down somebody who did that?
Oh, come on, the UK isn't that big.
No, it's not.
Everybody's only 2 hours away.
It's not. It's not even the size of Texas. Yeah, it wouldn't take long.
Yeah, it's only 8 hours up in the middle of Scotland, so it's not a problem.
Yeah,
I'd find them.
that's it. That's it. It takes longer to travel. It takes longer to go through Texas than it does to go through the United Kingdom.
It's barely a road trip.
Wow, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Jake would be safe. Jake's too far away. He'd be safe.
I didn't include the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
But even then, I was surprised once. I was actually like, I don't know what I expected, but I found out that like Sweden is only 8 hours away from Paris. And I was like, why did I think Sweden was like a freaking island in the middle of the tropics? What was I thinking?
It's like 2 whole countries away.
Paris is a 2-hour train ride.
Yeah.
Paris is a 2-hour train ride, and then Italy is maybe about 3 or 4 afterwards.
Right.
It's an hour flight, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, no, because it's like I have, uncles and cousins in Spain where it's like before every other weekend, they were just going to Paris. They were getting the train and going to Paris and hanging out. And it's like, for us, it's like 8 hours away. It's like you're in New Jersey.
That was a beautiful train ride too. Holy crap!
Yeah, really.
My wife has.
I have yet to experience that. I moved here a week and a half to 2 weeks before the whole pandemic hit, so it was just we was quarantine almost immediately.
You haven't had time.
The only place that I went to was. I'm sorry.
I said you haven't had any time to get out.
Not really, no. I mean, we've been Sally and I, my wife Sally, we've been to London twice just to visit her brothers. That's it. And I mean, we've been able to go around the city, with masks and all that stuff. But when the big wave hit, we were just here.
Yeah,
we were here, and we're still going to remain here. We're still on that excruciatingly difficult lockdown.
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
Oh yeah, we'll be in this house until March. I mean, we can walk outside, but it's just it's not advisable to go outside because now we have that wonderful new strain that's going around.
Yeah, we gotta. I don't go out anyway because I'm like people.
It's too peoply outside.
Yeah. Ew, you see that?
Just way too peoply.
I'm out every day.
Yeah.
Every day for exercise.
I wish I could, but it's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
My neighbors were outside the other day.
The new strand completely fucked me over. There's just new
took you down hard
in place. Yeah. So now we can't drink after like 10 o'clock and all that stuff again. It's just
because the virus is extra potent at night. It's not.
It's like a night prowler.
That's why you must stay at home after 10 o'clock and drink lots of Jack Daniels.
Afraid of rapist?
That's the way it goes.
Be afraid of rapist with coof.
I'll tell you guys while you were talking about your plane ride to Paris being an hour. Did you know that I am only 45 or so minutes away from Toledo? So take that.
You're only about an hour and a half away from me. About an hour, probably. Head north.
No, I didn't know there was a Great Toledo War at one point between Michigan and Ohio.
Yeah.
The Great Toledo War.
Yeah, I'm like,
what was this?
Really? I'm like,
a war with.
It cannot be more bizarre than the Mormon War.
What actually happened? If you look at Michigan, there's a bump along the bottom border.
Yeah.
And that bump is there intentionally because we gave Toledo to Ohio so that we could get the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah.
Oh.
The strangest war is the Australian
after all this time,
war.
we still won.
The strangest war is the Australian war with emus.
Oh yeah.
Daddy
Oh,
Moore.
man.
They went-
Yeah.
So
The
tell me
Emu
about
War.
this Great War of
That's the
Toledo. Were
story.
there any songs of this war? You know, I mean, like like Klingon
Like,
songs of war. Were
Like
there any
idea.
Toledo songs of war or
No,
something
I
like that?
think it must. I think they said it. I don't know how long it went on. Was it a week? It went on.
They shot up Toledo pretty
It
bad.
was a
That's where you
weekend
get the
thing.
expression- Yeah, they shot up Toledo pretty bad. That's where you get the expression "Holy Toledo."
Oh, that's funny.
That's wrong. Oh my god!
It's so ridiculous sounding. It could actually be true.
I would not be surprised.
It wasn't that bad. There was only one person wounded in the conflict.
Yeah. There's one person.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now.
Yeah,
It's like, it's like screw this. Let Ohio just take it. Just take it. We'll take this up here. It looks like a rabbit anyway. We want this. Yeah.
Could
We'll
you
take
imagine
that.
it? Time out. Stop shooting. You idiot shot Brad. You see someone gotten hurt now. You can have it.
You bastards, you've winged Brad.
Yo, how did you?
Oh my god! What you doing to him? He got to work tomorrow.
Oh, really? The Ohio wanted a port around
Oh,
Lake
really?
Erie.
Okay.
That's why we
Is that
gave
what it
them
was?
Toledo in exchange for the UP, because like who's using that land anyway? And you know, after all of these almost 200 years, probably 150 years since we became a state, it's still desolate up there for the most part.
You know,
Weird state history.
It's really beautiful though. It's awesome. Yeah.
all that started because they wanted to port. I got a friend asked
Yep.
me to port one time. We almost went to war.
We want a port. It's like you've got Cleveland. No, we want a port. Anyway, you've got
I think
Detroit.
everybody wants
Damn it.
Cleveland.
What do we get? Well, you can have Toledo.
Yeah. Good morning, Nefarious.
Good morning.
NF.
NF.
Hello, Nefarious.
So I got a question. Does anybody remember? Me and Randy were thinking about this morning. Does anybody remember where they found Indie Vault?
Oh,
Everybody's like,
I found you guys through JD. JD was talking about you guys, and I'm like,
There's
what?
a couple of nuggets on the YouTube that are funny. You just
Yeah.
Luke introduced me to Rob, and then Rob was like, "Have you been on Indie Vault yet?" And
Okay.
then
Oh, there you go. Then.
Rob, yeah.
Just kidding.
oh, you moved around. Okay. Because we were trying to figure out where, like, I don't remember where some people came from. I know that, like,
We just found Rich 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He found us.
Yeah. No, the only thing I did was when I started. Pops referred me to you guys when I started my Kickstarter, and that was it.
Okay.
And now today's my second day on your show. Yay! Thank you.
No
Yeah.
problem. We told you anytime you want it on. You come on. It's just not
Well,
very many
thank you.
people.
Thank you. I won't take too much advantage of that. I'll try not to.
Mike,
Don't worry,
you
you're
remember?
gonna end up a
Thank you.
series regular like me, where I just like, hey guys, you wanna?
Yeah.
If I just pop in all of a sudden, I'm like
Serial.
Norm from Cheers or something. It's
Wait,
just
Serial regular.
Norm.
Yeah, now,
We know Russ is always working, so he'll talk to us. Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I mean,
Joe
the-
says,
yeah.
Joe
Oh, no,
says
go
I found Indie via Facebook video, just happenstance. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because the funniest thing was, you know, so JD, I guess, had found you guys first. I don't know how he found you guys. And then he was talking about Randy to me, and he goes, oh, yeah, this guy. And I go, Randy? And I go, the guy who did Anniversary? You're talking to him? and he was like, and JD's like, yeah, they're asking. You know, it's like he's asking. It's like if you do podcasts or something, and I told them that you don't talk.
And you've been married for how long?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You know, and now it's like I'm on the show and you can't get me to stop.
That's where they want you.
She's still a bit green though. She needs some sun.
Yeah, it's like I still need experience.
she's only got a YouTube channel with a bunch of tutorials and
Yeah.
and she's only
Somebody
got that.
say that to you?
Yeah, she's green. She's green.
But yeah, she's
She's green.
Apparently,
Daphne, I think I've gone to you to advice about things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Michael, I'm real sorry if I caused you grief over your colors, because I remember me being the one telling you to watch your colors on that embrace.
No, you're no, that it had nothing to do with that.
I apologize.
That age was really happy about. But
I'm sorry.
to have that come to Jesus talk about Indiegogo on how to Indiegogo. So yeah, we should have that conversation.
I think that, and all that really is, Daphne, is that I think that your approach to that for your campaign, for your thing, I think is the right way to go. Is that if you go over there, I do think that what you should do for now is if you go onto Indiegogo, just have it as an online storefront.
Right.
Morning, Imperium. How you doing?
So that you can
Hope you're doing well.
you can move in units.
Hope that those roughs are coming out all right, Imperium.
Yeah, he's got stuff to do. And the various says he can't remember how he found the indie vote. See, we've been Mandela affected into continuity. That's what's happened. We just showed up on there. I guess I talked.
How many people do we have listening to us now on the radio?
I can't bring I brought the radio numbers up. They're still populating, and they've been populating for 40-something minutes now. They're just
at the circle of death.
That means we broke it, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have to pay for more bandwidth.
He had trouble with Comcast last night, so that might be part of the problem. Yeah.
And after this show, I'll be calling them and telling them I'm gonna need that credit, guys. And I'm like, I'll give you $15. 15 my ass. They're gonna give me like 40 because I had stuff to upload last night. I didn't, but they don't need to know that. I was uploading last night. Very important to my YouTube. It's not there now.
High class, not some tramp.
I was right in the middle of some heavy research. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's like I was on X videos, and all of a sudden, everything stopped. I can't pull up the content. Last night,
I'll never know how the story
is. Ruined my groove.
This is worse than when they concentrate on the guy's face.
It's like it sounds like you're having a bit of a Jiraiya complex there, Varian.
No,
You were just doing some research for your book, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's all research.
Nudge, wink, wink. Yeah. I think someone shared your show to the madness. Not even sure who, but it has been a while. Yeah.
It's like, I keep explaining to the little, NSA agent in my camera that it's like, look, the porn and the serial killer stuff is all research.
That's what Keith Richards says, I believe. Was it Keith Richards? No, the guy from The Who.
Yeah,
got busted for that.
I got a question. Speaking of
it was all research.
Yeah.
Has anybody in this panel in the chat watched Riverdale?
No. I had no interest.
I watched the first season intently because I found it so interesting that they allowed their characters to be screwed up so bad on that show that I'm like, this is fascinating as crap. Look at this.
Well, how screwed up are they? Is
my
Jughead bulimic or something? It's like
Betty's talking to her brother, and he's like, "I work for the FBI because
the first thing they did was turn Mrs. Grundy into a pedo."
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow.
It's like who knew what the world needed was grimdark Archie.
Didn't they make Jughead like gender fluid or something?
Because her and Archie got it
Is that really surprising? I think that was like the least surprising.
I know, but it's just like everything that they've done in that show.
Well, they didn't do like I thought. Okay, you're gonna make a series Archie series. Okay, so it's gonna be about him choosing between Betty and Veronica. No, he's with Veronica, smart man. But
he was with Betty.
Yeah, he was the Betty. Not Jughead was the Betty. Where I'm at. But here's the thing.
Betty's a loon.
Yeah, Betty, her brother works for the FBI because he has serial killer genes, and so does she. Yeah. So she's battling.
That's not how that works. But okay.
I'm like, serial killer genes. Like, so you mean like, yes, I have the genes that make me a serial killer.
Who wrote this show?
And never in my life did I ever assume that Reggie was Asian. Never saw it.
I always thought he was Hispanic, honestly.
I didn't realize Veronica was Hispanic until the show.
What the hell are you all talking about?
But
Riverdale.
It's
wife-
okay.
the wife,
Yo,
the wife
Isn't that-
goes, "Hell
isn't
yeah,
that
she
a
is." She's always
you
good.
guys
And
are
I'm like,
stuck-
what?
Look, we're all scaring Russ. He's like going, "You
Put him on
goddamn weirdos!
screen.
What are you
I gotta get
doing?"
a close-up on that face. Just look.
Oh, it's a mess. It's a joy. And who knew Cherry Pop-Tart was in the show?
Yeah.
Huh? What? No,
Cherry-
you got me on.
No,
Oh.
not the way we think, unfortunately.
But
Oh,
no
yeah.
Sabrina, because they saved her for the Netflix deal.
Yeah.
And they like that one's super dark too. Like I was just like, has anyone seen? Does anyone here watch Comics by Perch?
Yeah.
I listened to him
Okay,
a couple times. Yeah.
he just did a fantastic video about how if you continue to deconstruct characters, you're eventually going to have nothing left at all, because that's all current comic writers and everything do is they just come in.
Yeah,
Oh god.
Yeah, it's
Take
like
it
no, look. Cartoon Network
Please
is going to do Grimdark Powerpuff Girls. It's like,
Yeah.
can we stop that?
No, it wasn't Cartoon Network. It's the CW, which is even
Oh,
worse.
you know,
You
can
know
we-
that the production quality is going to be garbage.
Mm.
Like
what? Are we done with this? I mean, I thought we were done with Grimdark already. For a while.
you know, I will give them credit. I will give CW some credit, because while the production quality of Superman and Lois is part of the course for CW, the trailer actually looks really good, and it seems like they've taken some notes from the Tomasi Superman run, and it's going to be focusing on Superman's dynamic as a parent and trying to keep his family together. And I think that that's actually, like, if they handle it right, that could be good.
Was that a side, Jake?
No, it was a
Oh,
sigh
not
from
that was
me.
Russ.
Oh, side.
Russ, yeah.
I don't want a
Heavy
family
sigh.
dynamic. I want him to fight super villains.
No, you know
He's
what? You're right. You
It's
know
okay
what?
though, because the Superman they've got looks so weak.
Well, I don't know if you guys.
Tyler actually has done, like, for what they had Superman in there for.
They've buffed him up a lot.
I gotta tell you
He was
guys.
first introduced in Supergirl.
You know,
They're fast tracking the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Live action.
this
Why
is
are they doing that to the
Why?
Powerpuff?
it's probably cheap as hell to make.
Some set photos have already leaked. You guys ready?
Oh,
No, so Varian's joke.
It's better not be porn.
It's,
Please.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I mean, if that's legit, at least they didn't race swap Blossom because she's red haired.
No. That's just that's
No. They got the 2016 version for that one. The fourth Powerpuff. Haven't you seen that?
Yeah.
character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's a fourth
a
Powerpuff
joke.
Girl.
That's a joke. That's way too. They're way too attractive to be on that show now. So they'll make sure that they don't look like
No,
that.
to kind of follow on Russ's groan though, I do have to say that it's like, you know, for as much shit that Zack Snyder gets for his version of Superman, conceptually I actually find it interesting because it actually makes sense. Like, that's the part of Superman you deconstruct. I mean, you have this godlike being showing up on Earth, and you don't think that people are going to bug out about that, and they're going to get really weird about it.
I think
I thought it was pretty tame the way that everybody handled it. I mean, you would think that an alien showing up out of nowhere, that it would almost, to me, it would almost be like a breakdown of everything worldwide, and everyone would run to church.
Russ has to get in.
They would. Other countries try and bomb Superman.
I'll
Or
go
the
after
United States as a result of it. It's like, we got to kill this alien. Who is this?
That's why they don't admit UFOs exist now. Is because they're afraid that it'll throw the entire fabric of society into turmoil.
Russ, see your hand up.
Somebody did a study back during the 50s. Go ahead, Russ.
Unless it's the shape of a Tic Tac.
Yeah.
My concern only with Superman was there was not more explosions. As I've suggested before, I'm very, very shallow. Okay, so and I'm not a big Superman fan. So actually, when I watched the Superman film, it was kind of like it kind of came at it from a sci-fi perspective rather than a superhero perspective. So that kind of worked for me. And then all I was really worried about was him flying around and punching stuff. So I got bored for half of the film, and then I got really quite happy when things started getting rough. And that was about it. So, but I can't really be considered part of the audience, as I am incredibly shallow.
I was almost exactly the opposite. The film was really interesting until they got into the demolition porn.
Yeah, and that was
Rec building.
Okay,
well, we've seen this already. What else are you gonna show us, dude? Come on.
I like
So,
oh, go ahead.
My thing with Snyder's take on Superman. I actually, when I was growing up, I wasn't a huge Superman fan. And it's very ironic because Man of Steel was the first movie that I watched, and I was like, oh man, this is actually like, because growing up, I grew up a Marvel fan. I had older brothers; they had me watching X-Men, the animated series. The only real stuff from DC that I got into was Batman, the animated series, and Justice League. But so I was never a huge Superman fan. I was like, he has every power under the sun. What could be interesting about that? And so when I saw Man of Steel the first time, I was like, oh, like I was like Daphne, like, this is a really cool take on the character. But then I started to actually read Superman books, and the more Superman books I read and fell in love with the character, the more I would go back and watch Man of Steel and realize, wow, this is crap. and like it, like this is the big problem with Snyder's Superman. Is you're right, Daphne. It does take the right approach with, oh well, this is like having society, not trust him and everything about that is something that is a good angle. But the fact of the matter is that he should still be Superman. He should still.
I definitely understand that angle. I mean, not for nothing. I actually didn't watch the movies. I'm not actually a fan of them. But like I said, conceptually,
but you have Snyder effectively christened Superman's career with murder, and then that doesn't stop. Like everyone talks about the murder of Zod, but at the beginning of Batman versus Superman, Superman flies a human warlord through the back of a hut at Mach 6. That man is dead.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh well, no, he says that he didn't kill those people. Like either that man is dead or Lex Luthor's plot doesn't make sense.
Where's that?
I tend to find that I don't let myself get too wrapped up in the films because much like you see Nolan's Batman or the MCU, which is not 616. Sorry. but much as you see those characters on the cinema, they're for a mainstream audience.
Yeah.
They're not for us really.
100%. Except Zack Snyder has actively promoted himself as an upholder of source material, and that's where the problem comes in.
No, I agree, but that's him being
an ass.
Him. Yeah, an ass. Yeah, I find that I can't get too uptight about the films because they're not the things that I love. They're great. They're a great extension, but I like to see this in the way that Kevin Nolan did Batman. It was Kevin Nolan's version of Batman. It wasn't Batman. Yeah. It was 007 in a rubber suit. It wasn't Batman, but it was a great version. So I think it's difficult to apply that to the films. The only thing I would say is I really enjoyed Watchmen. That was deconstruction, and it was done. Watchmen was done, okay, and it should never have been repeated. The whole point was it wasn't there to destroy the comic industry. It was there to focus on it and say, look how ridiculous it is, but let's go another way. And then because it made money, all the publishers wanted to do everything like that, and then everybody got deconstructed. The film itself I thought was brilliant, but Moore didn't want anything to do with it. Right. So what do I know?
Moore hates all Moore has
everything.
The industry, so he doesn't really want anything to do with it in general. Yeah. But as far as the and to go back, I can normally, Russ, I'm on the same page as you. As much as these are adaptations, there's going to be artistic license. These people are going to be it's Hollywood. Every single one of these people wants to put their own thumbprint on it. But the big problem, and this is what really ends up happening, is Zack Snyder's defense of his films are, well, if you read the comics, I haven't changed anything. But then at the same time, when people call out things like Batman going on a 60-person murder spree, or Superman being glum and really just not being inspirational whatsoever, he goes, oh, well, you're living in a dream world, because real hero, like if you think that like in the real world heroes wouldn't do this, that, the others, like, but and straight up insults the people that are trying to say like, I love this character and I don't think that you represented them. And
Absolutely with you there. Absolutely with you there, because that's like some of the. It's like a huge number of people that are writing in the industry at the moment. That they're thrust from one book to another, and there's a whole argument to be had about canon and how useful it is and how long you can keep it going. 80 years, for instance, it's very difficult to keep that going, but you can keep the essence of a character going. And when people say, I love that character because of the essence of the character, and they say, get lost, I'm going to write it the way I want to write it, and I put myself into that character, that's not respecting the people that have gone before. Yeah. it's just not. You're absolutely right. It's just not respectful.
And you look at Man of Steel, you look at Batman versus Superman, and it's written by David S. Goyer, a man who during the Dark Knight trilogy, when he was writing those with Nolan, was asked if he would be interested in writing a Superman movie, and he said, no, I find the character boring. Why the ever living fuck would you hire that man to write a Superman?
No, because he negged them.
He didn't want anything to do with it. He willingly left production of Batman versus Superman, and the script got taken over by Chris Terrio.
Somebody you want to be in a relationship with, I don't like you. You suck. You keep nagging them. They're like, oh my God, I want you so bad. Look, Hollywood, I hate you. I hate you. I find you repulsive. I'll never work for you.
It's just Glenn Fleming says I have to keep myself from writing the definitive Superman novel. I doubt the copyright owners would accept it, but it would be the best story about him you ever read, even though I say it myself.
Archive of our own. Make the ultimate Superman fanfic and put it on.
And that's a good idea as well. And you know, I have fallen in love with Superman a good deal over the years. Like I have ideas of how I would handle a Superman story. I actually, you know, this whole DC future state thing has been so disheartening for me, because one of the best characters DC has introduced in the last few years was Superman's son, Jonathan Kent. Like he's the best of both parts of his parents. He's got the inquisitive nature of Lois and the good-hearted side of Clark, and they made him, like in his Superman of Metropolis book, they made him incompetent and depressing.
But that's the key, especially to current Superman, that makes him interesting. It's not the fact that he's a god; it's the fact of the fact he was raised in the middle of America with parents that had ethics and morals, and that's why a lot of folks now write him as a stupid Boy Scout character instead of somebody who's ethically moral.
Yeah, well, and that was
a big difference between being stupid.
That's why the Tomasi run was so refreshing.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I have to take care of something. My wife's asking me to take care of something. I got to come back. All right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. I was getting into the conversation listening to you, and now I have to go. I'm so sorry.
No problem at all. That's what we're here for.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, man.
See you later. Bye.
I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Good meeting you guys. Bye.
Yep. Take care, Rich.
I will say this about
Rich.
I will say this about Batman. Actually, Batman v Superman. Batman's chasing those mobsters, and he hits. I just so happen to have a toy car here, and he uses his.
Oh, are you talking about where he just straight up slingshots a car and just
he uses his Batmobile here to shoot and he latches onto the car and he drags it, a car full of mobsters behind him.
This is how we're avoiding copyright strikes.
Play with toys.
And he throws it into walls. Boom, bam.
Those aren't toys, those are visual aids.
Those mobsters are dead.
100%.
Dead.
No, like that was the whole thing, is people tried to point that out to him, and what was Snyder's response? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like, and that's a direct quote. He did a screening of Batman versus Superman on its 3rd anniversary where he made this big statement, and he effectively was like, oh, like fuck off about it. Like, you know, I'm so past it. if you think that heroes in the real world don't do this, that, or the other, you're living in a dream world. And that's pretty much a direct quote.
He went from this with the little gun on the front. Remember this? Right? He went from this to this, where he put a big ass cannon on the front with 2 more additional guns.
He straight up guns people down in that film.
More armament. Yeah.
Like he when right before the warehouse scene, he does a rolling barrage on a bunch of goons, and like it's not like he's shooting around them to like get them to scatter, which is something Batman would do in the books. No, he's straight up aiming at them, and the line of cars are blowing up. People are just getting massacred. Like this is it's bad. And
my thought was those have to be sandbags or rubber bullets. I'm in my head thinking he's using rubber bullets. He can't be shooting people. That man's not shooting people. He's not, but he was shooting people. But
Brandon Spy says, wasn't Lex Luthor a Weasley little nerd in that? I was horribly upset about their view of Lex. Jesse Eisenberg, like, come on.
I honestly,
they were trying to get to the tween girl, you know.
Well, no,
with a bald guy.
The approach to Jesse Eisenberg's Lex, I think, if it was not handled so inconsistently, could have worked. Because the whole idea was that they were going to make Lex less of a physical threat and more of the guy behind the scenes, and they wanted to make him kind of like that Mark Zuckerberg modern tech CEO. And so I think that if they had done that right, and they hadn't effectively spiraled his writing into being a shitty version of the Joker, then it could have been pulled off. Now, I did want to get back to something, because Randy, you had mentioned like one of the big things about the relation about Superman was like him being raised with like virtue and everything, and that's why that Tomasi run worked, because he takes those human virtues from the heartland of the country and applies them to his own kid. Like the second issue of Rebirth, which I am very familiar with because it's where I got my career started as a writer, is I wrote a review of it for Movie Pilot, and it went viral. And there's this whole scene where effectively Superman is talking to his son about fessing up to a bad thing that he did. Like his son made a mistake. He used his powers and he was trying to save the house cat from a hawk, and he accidentally killed both the hawk and the cat with his heat vision because he's inexperienced with his powers. And so Superman has brought John out for effectively bring your kid to work day, and he's helping out some people, and at the end of it, John's wearing like a Superman jacket, and so he's talking to him about the family crest, and he's just like, they got John got this thing from like a Goodwill, and so he says, look, unlike the kid that outgrew that and donated it, you are never going to outgrow that crest. What this crest means is going to be something that you have to embrace and take on for your own someday, and it might be sooner rather than later. And so you need to uphold it. And that means doing the right thing even when it's hard. Like I could sense when you used your heat vision. It leaves a mark in the atmosphere. What happened? And then John tells them, and they go, and the whole thing is he brings him home to tell his mom what happened. And it's wholesome. It's great. And it's the things that make Superman like that a good character, because it's not about how hard he can punch. Like, yes, that's a fun thing to see visually, and it shouldn't not be there. But the heart to a Superman story is his humanity, is his heart, is the fact that he is an embodiment of the best that we can be, and that we should strive to be that.
Nefarious says, I just noticed the can of Rockstar energy drink on Varian's desk. Everything makes sense now.
Wow.
By the way, I'm writing this up, guys. Right there. Bam. You'll notice Keaton's kill count 20. Val Kilmer's count 9. Nolan's Batman 37. Ben Affleck's Batman 15. I think that's a little low. However, you'll notice there's no Clooney on here because Clooney only killed the franchise. So
that was his one big kill. Now, what I will say
The big
is
fat kill.
Nolan's Batman killed 37 people over 3 movies. Ben Affleck's Batman killed half that much in one.
Listen.
Like the fact that every single person on there, except for Kilmer, had multiple films, and Ben's kills almost as many in one movie. Because in the rest of, like in Justice League, when he comes back for the Justice version, he doesn't kill him.
Justice. Oh, okay. Now we need to switch topics, dude.
Is your character killed?
Because in the end, we're really talking about artistic choices from the same guy that brought a sucker punch.
I wasn't.
That was a questionable artistic. I mean,
what I'm saying.
Well, if you want to bring this, if you want to bring this back
cool,
around,
Russ.
to,
look at that.
You know,
awesome.
to what we're doing. Yeah, I know, for real.
Slapping. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, we know Russ's character kills, but
only bad guys, only demons.
Yeah.
Not for nothing though. Not for nothing. If I want to kind of like give something away about Russ's book, I started reading it. That shit's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. He just doesn't want to admit to it.
Hey. Piss off, don't spoil my book. Oh man. No, like that is Only Death Can Save Us is definitely one of like the top books I'm looking forward to. I got my copy of God's Hand the other day, which was also in my top books that I was excited for, and that definitely lived up to the hype. But
Brandon, that was legit science. They had covered that a long time ago, I believe, in an issue of Playboy called Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex.
Was it? I thought it was Penthouse. I thought it was Penthouse. I think it was Penthouse. Yeah.
But yeah, no, only Russ can save us.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying, but you cannot have Justice League without Superman. And in fact, that's like a literal fit. Like, I'm fairly certain, and Randy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain Superman brought together the first Justice League in the Silver Age. Like, what was?
I don't think so. I'm not positive. I believe it was a giant starfish from space. No. It had to be. It had to do with the Floronic Man. I think turning everybody into trees.
And this is where you realize, oh yeah, this is comics, isn't it?
It is comics. Like at the end of the first Justice League storyline. Like Superman's I just want Superman was the person that was like, we need this is a good idea, and was always kind of like the de facto leader of the league. Like
Brandon, that you're laughing at the title, but I remember, I believe it was Kurt Swan actually did an illustration for that article that had Superman looking all innocent in bed with Lois literally punched into the ceiling.
Oh God.
Marvel.
I think Eric Larson also covered that later in an issue of Savage Dragon. I'm pretty sure. I can't say I've read that, but from what I've heard, he
almost beats Wonder Woman.
Rather more graphically.
Well, do you remember when Marvel did that with Spider-Man? With what he was doing to MJ every time? Did they?
I thought that you were going to be going with Spider-Man Reign, where they had they killed off Mary Jane because she got cancer from Peter's radioactivity.
Yeah, it was in his side of his,
That's it.
Radioactive porridge.
Really disgusting.
Yet a thought had been an embarrassing conversation between Peter and Reed Richards as they were trying to find a formula to get all the webbing out.
I always found it, really like, kind of enchanting when actual scientists got together online to literally do the formula on, how much blood does it take, iron from blood does it take to actually make a sword? Whenever like the hero goes, oh, this sword was forged from the blood of so-and-so. And they got together and they did the math on it, and it's 175 people.
Sorry, I really wondered. I wondered where you were going there when you were talking about blood and sword, and the previous discussion when we were talking about spider clap.
We're just
coming together to talk about velocity.
Look for my
science
look
of
for my Kickstarter
velocity.
campaign coming soon, where I'm working on a large Tijuana Bible volume of sex lives of the superheroes.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a Kickstarter near you.
And it is called Coming Soon.
There you go.
Yeah. Giggity.
I'm off this.
We've talked about doing that for a while.
Oh, man.
It's like I'm off this show.
Darian just booted himself. It's all good.
Welcome to the Breakfast Buzz, everybody.
If you're not awake by now.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's the 11th of February.
Well, here, let
2021.
me ask a serious question.
Well, I was going to ask Varian if they've actually ground our numbers yet.
Yeah, I got them like 3 minutes ago.
We're watching them climb now. I'll bet.
We're up to 40.
They're talking about Christopher Nolan. Click.
42, 40.
How much?
What?
42.
Too few.
Sorry, guys. I scared away 20K.
Oh, no, it's all the Zack. It's all the Zack Snyder.
Because all the
That
Zack
must be what it was.
All the Zack
Yeah.
talk.
How dare he? How dare he? How dare he? How dare he?
Yeah, there's,
So let's try to swing this back. So let me ask Michael a question. So with Elysian Field, is that series like completely done, or is
No, not
there
at all.
more coming? Okay,
There is more coming. So effectively, where the series leaves off in this issue is they're kind of like, I won't give away any spoilers. They're midway through a fight in the tournament. There's a big cliffhanger, and then the third book finishes up effectively the first storyline, and then we'll be introducing a team of secondary protagonists. Is what's going to be happening in Pages of the Dead. So it was one of those things where when I was writing it, I was going back. Like I've said this a lot of times, that Western comics seem to be looking at manga and how they do things and learning from it. And so in most books that do tournament style things, you don't just have one group of protagonists, because it narrows the field of view too much, and you can get lost. You can lose the scope of your tournament if you don't have multiple people to focus on. So the next book will be introducing Team Valhalla towards the end of it, and so the secondary set of protagonists will be the heroes from the Norse pantheon that are competing in the tournament. So like they don't get their story isn't big in that, because it's mainly focused on wrapping up Pages of the Dead, but then we get set up with this secondary team of protagonists, and then the fourth book, which I'm kind of storyboarding out right now and planning out, will focus on us watching their first round of the tournament, and I already have their opponents picked out, and I'm pretty excited.
Sounds good.
Because when I heard that you were starting another series, I was a little surprised, because especially for me, I'm kind of not used to seeing people do different projects, because I'm used to the Forever Project. It's like like the one book that just lasts forever type of thing, and I was kind of wondering if it's like, do you have a Forever Project? Who has a Forever Project?
Elysian Fields, if I had to, Elysian Fields is my Forever Project. It is the thing that I have, I could probably go on, it does have a finite point. I know how it's going to end, but it's something that is going to take a lot of time. It's a tournament book. You've got to go through a lot of stuff. So I do plan on doing that for a while. But with everything that I was going through here in the past few months, personally, I was having a lot of negative energy in my life, and I needed to channel it. I needed to channel it somewhere, and that's where I came up with the concept of the embrace. It was literally, I got a call from somebody that and it said it really set me off. So I locked myself in a room for a day and a half, And that's when I came up with the concept, and it just started coming to life. And then all of a sudden now we're like we've had the pre-launch campaign for only 3 weeks, or yeah, I think it might even be a month at this point, and we're nearing 200 signups. You know, like there's a lot of interest.
Michael, 200 signups. That's good.
Yeah, like I think last time I checked we were at 175, and we got people doing fan art. We had so many people drawing the character that, like, Dean, my co-creator, and I, we decided to do a fan art contest, which if there are any aspiring artists out there, you know, you have till February 15th, I think, is the deadline. And the top 3 pieces will be featured in an art gallery in the book, and the winning piece will have their piece turned into an 11x17 pinup. That's a free exclusive for the people that back in the first 30 days. And their piece will be featured on the campaign as well. So it's crazy to see how much momentum this is getting. And it's especially, I guess, cathartic for me, because, as I said, like, it's been a very rough year. In a lot of ways for me. Like, I've gotten into comics, which has been one of the big highlights and everything, but there's been a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I've been dealing with. And it's one of the big reasons why I kind of dropped off the face of the planet for a little bit. There was so much, and I was getting overwhelmed. And so the fact that the Embrace is getting this much attention, the fact that the Embrace is, which is effectively this manifestation of all my negativity, and then bringing something good out of it, because it is, as much as it's inspired by things like The Crow and Haunt and all of these darker books, it has a more positive and upbeat lilt to it, because one of the big, like, core themes of it is, you know, our children are the best parts of ourselves. The hero of the book isn't our protagonist Clarence, it's his son David, who's come back to save his dad.
Glenn Fleming says, "Hey Russ, is that my cover for Comics Unlimited?" Wow.
But yeah, no.
Hey Russ.
Hey Russ.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Russ.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
Glenn,
yes.
Glenn's asking if that's his cover for Comics Unlimited. Wow.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Can you pull back on that for just a second?
Yeah. Hold on.
So Russ, is so Death Can Save Us, Only Death Can Save Us, is that your forever project?
Oh, cool. Look at that.
It's ongoing. I've written it for this first one for a 3-book arc. But it's got so much. It's probably got 100 billion years of backstory to it. So I can do what I want with them, basically. What I'd like to do is this first arc is obviously set in this universe. That's all I can say is it's set in this universe. But I can take them back to previous universes, and then I can even have them change form. Although obviously not death, D stays the same, and I could do like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing, but a sort of a cosmic version. So there's all kinds of stuff I could do with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's sweet. And give me just a second here as I pull stuff up here. Oh, stall.
But
Randy,
I'm with another project for the next 3 to 4 months, and so the second book will go to a campaign in the summer.
So Randy, what's your forever project?
Just wanted to swing this up here just for a second and show off the cover, one of the covers for Revolt that Russ has done.
Yeah.
That
turned out
so cool.
Really nice looking.
Did you get my files, by the way?
I did get your files. I haven't broken into them yet or tried to break into them yet.
Okay, cool.
But, I got a question.
I will.
I got a question.
Go on.
His armament is brown on this one, but it's red and black on the others. Is there a story reason behind that?
It's in the book.
Okay,
it's in the book. Yeah,
I haven't read.
Because when I was going through it, it's like, oh, that explains it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Randy, what's your forever project?
I really don't have one. I jump around a lot. I got a lot of different properties that I want to do. I have a couple of properties that I've been saving that I've wanted to do for a long time. In fact, we were talking about Superman earlier. Arrow Comics has got a property that is coming out. I'm not sure, hopefully by the end of the year, that I'm working on with Josh Harris called Paragon that I'm really looking forward to.
That's awesome.
That's one of those. I serialized the first story in really the first issue's worth of story in Flint Comics about 3 or 4 years ago with Josh, and it's really excited about it. It's about somebody that pops up out of nowhere that can leap tall buildings in single bound, and only a bursting shell can penetrate their skin, and how people end up taking it. So and how they deal with it. So it's fun. It's a fun story.
I will definitely be.
But it's so worth the time because I've gone back and researched a lot of the early the Siegel and Schuster Superman and seen how it was when he was first created. That's really the Earth 2 Superman, as they say. The guy with the white hair has always been my favorite Superman. Because they just made him too powerful as they went along, but he was always intended to be a Superman.
Yeah.
So and just with powers greater than that of a normal human, instead of this godlike character who's flying around that floats in the air and all of this. This guy used to leap. They stopped making him leap because it was too hard to animate in the cartoons.
Bad for the
it was sheer laziness that led to his ability to fly, because they're like,
and then they had to go through and invent like kryptonite and all of these other inventions because he was getting too powerful. So, but back in the old days when Siegel and Schuster were first doing him, he was, solving a murder at the lumber camp, or he was at one of the early, I think it's in Superman 1 or Action 1 or 2. He busts into a senator's office and hangs him out the window by his heel, telling him that he's going to start working for the people or he'll drop him. And he's sitting there going, yeah, okay, whatever, he was really out for the people back then, and in a more personal level. It's really fascinating stuff to read, and you can see that reprinted all in the archives, or the DC did some nice paperback volumes of the early Superman stories. They're well worth digging up.
Guys,
as a full book.
I got a slight familial emergency going on. I got to step out for a minute.
You do?
Okay.
Yeah, I got a message. I got to call, make some calls, and check out.
Okay. The business. Got to do the business.
Sorry to hear.
Oh yeah, it's a family emergency. I got to check and find out what's going on.
I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, go handle it.
I will. If I can pop back in, I will. But I just want to let everybody know I was gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Fine.
So Jake, you're currently working on Tired Detective.
Is that your forever project?
No.
Do you have a forever project?
Let's just say that all the comics are interconnected for projects. But Ted just spawned out of he just spawned out of my mind, sort of as an emergency project for an anthology that I was doing with a couple of BuZz. And I did kind of wanted to go a little bit further with the joke, and so I started to do a lot of stuff with them.
How many Tired Detective stories do you have?
In the bag or in the pipeline?
Both. Yeah.
For the pipeline, I got about 6, including the Revolt story.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is one for the 9-Volt anthology, which is Cosmic Unknown, coming soon in spring. We're setting our deadline in March, so I'm gonna do a Blade Runner parody.
Sweet.
With Ted. So that'll be that. This is just a trading card illustration that I'm going to do for the 9-Volt.
Cool.
As you can see,
I love the detail on that handgun there, man.
He's packing a big one. It's sort of
he's got a revolver there. I see.
Yeah, it's a combination of the Rhino and the Raging Bull Taurus.
Yeah.
So I call it the Raging Rhino.
That's pretty awesome, man. That looks sick.
But if you're like, if you want to know my forever project, it will be like I wanted to create each and every comic like a piece, so that despite how long it might run, whether it be singles or it would be like a long running series or limited series, it will always have some kind of like clue into it, but I will not reveal it right now. People have to like find out what the clue is, and in the magnum opus, the last project that I will ever work on, everything will be revealed. But until then, stay tuned.
Ah, there you go.
Cool. Okay. Sweet.
All shall be revealed.
I'll show you comics. The point of it is to like stick it to the snobs and say that comics are art. They have to like learn how to swallow the pill.
Yep.
Better get used to it. Yeah. Yep. I don't think you're going to see the art form go away anytime soon.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's one thing I learned when I was doing the newspaper, is how accessible, how lovable comics are. You just have to make it accessible. And for so long, they've been inaccessible and stuck in, literally stuck in a hole or holes in individual towns, if you're lucky to have a comic shop, that or in the newspaper that everybody's slowly not reading anymore, and they're getting smaller and more less space devoted to them in the papers all the time. So, and these guys that originally, when they were doing comic strips, they were the big artists. They're the ones that everybody looked up to because they had a strip in the newspapers. And now they're struggling even to make a living having a strip in the newspaper.
As much as I enjoy walking into a comic shop and have enjoyed being in them, they weren't exactly a good thing for the industry at large, because the more you put comics under the nose of kids, in ordinary 7-Elevens or whatever grocery shops, the more they're going to think, I'll buy one, and the cheaper you can make them because their reach is that much further.
So the paper was free. It was advertiser supported, and it took a little while, but I gained a real loyal readership. I mean, to the point where they were calling me on the phone asking me where the paper was.
Yeah. No, really.
Where's the paper? Who is this?
Randy sent me a couple of issues of that thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I would have been just as obsessed with it. I mean, it's brilliant.
But it was so much fun to do.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, you're right, though. Sometimes I think about, like if I had to find comics exclusively in a comic book shop, would I even be doing this? Because it's like I found the two main comics that really got me into this, I found in a bookstore and I found at a supermarket.
Yeah. But before we're taken out of context again and people start thinking that we hate retailers, it's not the retailer's fault.
Not at all. No,
not at all. These retailers are out there trying to make a living just like all the rest of us. The big problem is the big dogs up there and the distributor who decided to stagnate this industry, especially here in the States. And you get out of the United States and comic book artists are looked at more as artists. Even
not in the UK.
More as commercial artists.
But but what there should be a wonderful synergy between comic shops and it being out in the broader world, because then you could go to this comic shop as a boutique rather than the only place to get a comic. And it would increase your market.
The gathering place.
It would increase your market, and therefore the niche, the boutique would be a bigger piece of the industry. So
And while he's gone, because he won't do it himself, we need to tell people about Liberty Entertainment Distribution and how they're looking for alternative products and retailers to sign up. There's a catalog coming. There's they're out to make available independent and alternative comics that probably won't find in that other distributor's catalog, because they have so many hoops and so many gates that you have to cross, that they keep so much awesome product out, and a lot of it is really top-notch quality product out from anybody else being able to obtain it. But here's a way for retailers you're already working with two distributors now that you're dealing with, the Marvel and DC. You might as well pick up the third and find some alternative and independent product. And Varian has set up an exchange program where if you do pick up a book and you can't sell it, you can send it back to Liberty and exchange it for another book. So you're not going to be out your investment. And that's the big thing right now with retailers, is that when they buy a book, they're stuck with the book. They buy a book from Marvel and DC. They have to, especially if you get a variant cover situation working, you're buying 10, 25, 250 even issues of a title just to get one cover to sell to one collector who can't live without it. You know, and with like with Liberty, if my book doesn't sell, you can always send it back in and get Michael's book.
I think there's a real model here to be had with the
it's an interesting model.
With the crowdfunding market as well.
Let's
So I can crowdfund a book, give people a premium product, and then maybe have that product without all the extras, without all the pin-ups, without all the bits and pieces, but just redistributed via floppies for the general populace. But everybody gets a piece of it then, and I get the opportunity to spread my story further afield. And that's what we all want.
And Varian and I have been discussing even doing that with the Revolt book, about going around and getting clearances from everybody and turning that into floppies and circulating it. So just to give folks a variety and to show off this great artwork. Jesus, the Revolt book is phenomenal. I've only got 4 pages in it, so I can tell you that the pages that we got coming in on that book are just unbelievable. So just ecstatic over how that's looking.
Do we have a timeline for the campaign?
Not really, because we keep waiting for other things to happen and for people who have come in and butted in and done whatever. And I'm also waiting for a little bit of the artwork to get a little bit more of the artwork to get in house. Really, the book is going to be dedicated to Ralph, and that's why it's an Arrow Comics product. It's going to be the first comic out of Arrow Comics. And it's meant to be more like it's going to be dedicated to Ralph. Ralph's got a story in it. It's the last thing he wrote. And Stu went through and did the final scripts on it. Mark Bloodworth went through and did the breakdowns on it. And Mark Bloodworth was doing Night Streets for Arrow Comics back in the 80s. And then Jason Moore, who did The Dead with Arrow back in the 90s, is going through and doing the finishing. And now I guess he's going to do the lettering. We had Vince Locke, but Vince's time got taken up, so he wasn't able to complete it, but he would if he could. But we've got a cover coming. That'll be our 4th cover. That'll be based off of that book as well. So awesome. We're really looking forward to that. And I want to get everything in house because I want to be able to focus on the campaign, obviously, in order to get it promoted. So I don't really have a start date for it yet, but everything is just about in. In fact, the page count on the book keeps growing. So.
Do you mind throwing up the share screen again? I got 2 pages.
Not at all. Let's see here.
I've got.
There we go.
There too.
There we are.
That's sick.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a chase. Layout. It's a chase. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that.
That's really cool, man.
Thanks.
And Mike, what do you have? Embrace pages?
Yeah, I've got a page that Dean finished up that we've been going back and throwing in a lot more detail since we lost Avery. We really want to take this to the next level, and so I think that this page pretty.
Oh, look at that!
Nice.
Showcases.
Really sweet.
Yeah, and so
all banging.
Yeah, this is our main character is kind of driving to this little memorial where he lost his kid. This is heading into the big transformation in the book. But this is Dean just did an absolutely fantastic job with this page, and then this is our we revealed it in our Embrace newsletter. So if you guys are signed up for that campaign mailing list, make sure that you guys are checking your emails on Saturdays, because I give you guys exclusive looks at things every Saturday, and updates on the campaign and everything, so that you guys know. We are doing a launch event on March 1st with How to Draw Comics, and and Dave Brink from Perfect 10 will be there as well. We're looking to have a really fun show for that. Hopefully
when's that?
March 1st.
You're launching the campaign for Embrace on March 1st?
Yes, that is the plan.
Is that a Kickstarter or Indiegogo?
It's Indiegogo. I am likely going to be sticking away from Kickstarter for right now, and it doesn't have anything to do with the Elysian Fields campaign not funding. it has to do with some drama that happened with Kickstarter not protecting an independent comics creators IP.
Yeah, the hijacking.
Yeah, the Vinny Tartamella's entire campaign from Indiegogo was copy pasted onto Kickstarter, and it took him 2 weeks to take it down. And Vinny had to go to the Federal Trade Commission in order for them to step in. Because
isn't that fraud?
When did this happen?
This happened a while ago. Like straight up, this guy copy pasted Vinny's entire campaign, and
this is the first time hearing this. That's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah, and so they put it up. He put it up there. People reported it. Kickstarter told them that it wasn't in violation of their terms of service.
What? Fraud wasn't in violation?
Yeah.
Really?
They ignored Vinny for for almost 2 weeks. He had to get the trade commission.
Wow, I gotta look that up.
And so like for me, it's a matter of principle. You know,
it's the person who stole it put their name on it.
Yeah, no, they claimed to be Vinny Tartamella, but it was some dude from Kazakhstan, and he was raising the funds in English pound sterling.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't get more close to it being fraud. It was.
Oh no, I think they crossed that line pretty hard.
Yeah, that sounds really.
Right? Yeah.
That's crazy that Kickstarter didn't jump right on it.
No,
absolutely insane.
People, and it started with I remember when we had that Star Wars book went up there, and everyone was talking about, oh, that's going to get shut down, and they didn't. And so it started with stuff like that, but now it's gotten to a point where that's an independent creator. That's his IP, Shadow of the Kraken.
Yeah, well, I know somebody tried to do that with Ethan's book. Blood Honey book way back when.
Wow.
Yeah,
and he had to complain about it, and it took him forever for them to take it down.
And so that's my whole thing, is that if Kickstarter isn't going to ensure and protect independent creators' IP, then I want nothing to do with them.
That seems to be a horrible flaw in their system. Was this covered in the comic media news anywhere? This is the first time I remember hearing of this.
I don't know if it was covered in the media news, but it was all over. It was all over social media, and I even there were people that were trying to say, there was one person that was trying to say that Vinny was doing this to stir controversy. I was like, there's no way, because Vinny made $20,000 within his first week on Shadow of the Kraken.
Wow.
He did not need a controversy to make this book a success.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite apart from that, you're exactly right, Michael. He doesn't need that to make a success because he's that talented. And quite apart from that, I've been on a couple of his streams, and I've talked to him personally a couple of times, and the guy is as straight up and down as an Italian American can get.
Yes, 100.
I don't mean that detrimentally in any way whatsoever. It's just what am I doing here?
We need to get Vince on Indie Vault.
He's a fantastic creator and a top bloke. And the idea that he would do anything like that. This is all of this is stirred. I do think that I'm with Randy here, that I think this is just badly done business on Kickstarter's part. I don't think there's anything in it. Okay. But the reaction to it is so partisan, is so ridiculous. It's this constant argument backwards and forwards on the social media between people, it's getting really, really boring. Can we just make comics? Amen to that.
But what's funny? Because we were talking about Patreon last night, and how it's I'm up to here with them, and it's and what I really hate is that how these companies, that it's they want to play it both sides, that they want to be able to control what you put on their platform, but when the shit hits the fan, they're like, oh well, we're just a platform, we don't control what's on here.
We're just distributors.
Right? It's we don't.
They're not even distributors. They're literally,
it's we're just supplying a platform.
It's also extremely partisan as well. It's also extremely partisan. Yeah. I would consider myself centrist, probably left to center. Okay, with most of my outlooks in life, but I'm very much a freedom of speech advocate. And it's not right that you put up a platform, any of the big platforms. We've all known what's been going on recently with them. Okay, you can't put it up, call it a platform, and then editorialize.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got to do one or
Yeah.
the other. All right, and
Yeah,
let everybody
exactly,
speak.
yeah.
And to all those people out there that say that bad ideas should be shut down, screw you. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't need you to protect me from bad ideas. I can
Thank
work
you.
it out for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
and there's loads of
I-
other people out there.
I
that can
didn't.
work it
Yeah,
out
I
themselves
didn't
as well.
sign up to be part of your moral crusade.
And it's
Exactly.
very
Yeah. It's like-
important. It's very important for bad ideas to be out there so that they can be
Exactly.
pointed at as bad
Yes.
ideas.
The only way to
Sunshine.
get rid of a bad idea is to discuss it and discuss it to a point where you can prove it to be a bad idea. If you just hide it away, it becomes underground, and then it garners an audience. Don't do that.
Yeah, and it gets even worse. It festers like a little boil. Yeah. Yep. Varian sends his condolences. He's currently tied up with things, and
Okay.
we really need to wind up the show anyway
Right.
because we're hitting close to that 2-hour mark. So,
And I just got done.
and you just got done. Let's show that. Did you pull it? You pulled it.
Let me just.
Got to show that off, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'll probably add more blacks or something, but for now, I'm just calling it done.
Reshare it.
Yeah, that's
Here we go.
No, because I was
Look at
about
that.
to say
Nice.
before I got completely distracted by the that Kickstarter news.
Vince situation. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Is that, after seeing you guys' pages, sometimes I really do. I mean, look, we've been at this for decades. It's like, but it still surprises me, like how
Despite
much,
people not knowing who we are.
despite,
Yeah.
like how much movement we can put into a static medium.
Yes.
Like sometimes it really does blow my mind that it's like,
Well, it's an ever refreshing art form.
moving and they're
Yes.
moving at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an ever refreshing art form, and there's
Yeah.
always influences coming in to improve it, which is
It's
really
the
good.
oldest. It's the oldest
Yeah.
art form.
Yeah.
They were scrawling images on caves before anything else. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to sound too conspiracy theorist, but they're figuring out that a lot of those pictures that they put up there might have actually been inspired by, actual events as opposed to somebody
yeah.
things up.
I think there's two things going on
Oh,
here.
so
There's
they-
actual events, and then there's drugs. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ayahuasca.
that too.
Yeah,
That too.
boy.
Yep. Jake's going, yeah, boy. Good. Okay. Well, okay. We wish everybody well. We don't have the final numbers because Varian has that, and he has been called away.
We're
So,
being
but-
listened to by 5 billion people. There.
But we at least 50,000 by this point. We
Embellish
deeply
it a
appreciate you
little
listening on Indie Volt Radio, wherever you're listening to us from. We hope you're doing well. We hope you stay healthy. And as we
Wash
go
your
around
hands.
the room here and let everybody know how you can be found or where you can be found, let's start with Michael Loden. Michael.
I'm Mike Loden. I'm the creator and writer of Elysian Fields and The Embrace and Nine Realms Comics. You can follow me on Twitter at @ElysianFields_0. You can follow us on Facebook under Nine Realms Publishing. And be sure that you're signing up for the Indiegogo for The Embrace. It's going to be a fantastic book. Really emotional stuff, really, really great art. And if you like The Crow, if you like Haunt, if you like stories like that, it's right up your alley.
Awesome. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt, and I will be putting some videos up again soon. You can find out about the book Only Death Can Save Us at onlydeathcansavus.com. There is a link there to the Indiegogo right now. That is still live and in demand, and the stretch goals are still available if you want to bag yourself a book. You can find me also at russleach.com or comicbookblackbelt.com. And I'm not going to list all the platforms because they're all out there, and you can find me on pretty much all of them if you look for me under Russ Leach or Comic Book Black Belt. See you there.
And again, if you haven't looked at Only Death Can Save Us, definitely look that up. It's a very polished and professional product. Well worth your time and investment. Let me blow that up, Russ. Give me just a second here to find you.
If you haven't looked at Only Death Can Save Us, you've made a giant error.
Boom.
Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing out.
Like, this thing is awesome. I haven't got it yet.
I haven't cut the time to read it yet, but just on the looks.
They are all sent. Apart from 2 more sales I got yesterday, they're gone. They're sent.
They're gone. Everything's out. If you haven't received it yet, you will soon.
get 100 more sales for Russ so that he has more work to do.
Yeah, do it.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm all up with that. Yeah. All
Russ,
you guys out there, check me
I
out.
got to contact you on that one.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Plus,
Yeah.
you can look for Russ's. Russ has got a short story coming up in the never mind the card. The Continuum anthology that's going to be at. I got to do this for Varian. That's coming up. I think this weekend. I'm not sure when they're launching. And then also Russ has a cover and another 8 pages that'll be in ish book 2. But you want to get an advanced look at this stuff in black and white.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find it on the Revolt book coming up soon. Also, the Indie Revolt book, by the way, where we're going to have a group of creators that that have all been on Indie Volt at one point or another. Most of them regular contributors to Indie Volt, whether here or in the chat, that'll show off their stuff. It's going to be a really great portfolio book once it's done. Michael just jumped away. Mike, where'd you go? Oh no, you're there. Russ just jumped off. Russ, sorry. Where'd you go? There he is. He's coming back. Here we are. Russ, we lost you for a second.
So yeah, no, that was me being a boomer. Sorry.
That's not a problem. I know exactly how that works.
Actually, more Gen X, but I'll take boomer.
It's not like I haven't done that before. Jake, tell folks how they can find you, if they can find you, if you want them to find you.
Yeah, sure. If you could share the.
He's in the witness
screen.
protection program.
Share that screen.
No joke, I actually am. So
there we are.
So I'm Jake Twister. I'm a mediamancer, inclusionist, and preparing to do the 100 days of making comics starting now on Valentine's Day. And you'll want to follow my progress on J Twister at J Twister on Twitter. I just dump random things that I just want to make and show progress and whatnot. So
there you are with your head shaved. No, just kidding. That's not you.
I do have a bald head. That's me. I just had to take the jab. Okay.
Your eyes are so wide. Anyway.
So yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
And I'll be submitting for the Indie Revolt and for the 9-month anthology by the AAA community, headed by Imperium Woe in the chat.
Sweet.
And thanks to everybody that has been watching, and have a great day.
All right, let me take that. There we go. Thank you for removing that. Daphne, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find all my social media links at my main portfolio site, egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can also read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, the first 5 issues for free. Or if you prefer your fantasy adventure to be more running, jumping, skipping, climbing Mount Doom type, you can follow the link to talltalesonline.com and read the entire saga for free there. And you can also on my website, you can sign up for updates for my upcoming Kickstarters. And you can also find a link to my other gallery sites, including House of Bob and my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art.
Awesome. And folks, I'm Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on the Twitter under Randy Zim. On YouTube, I used to have a channel called Zim Geek that I have changed over to Arrow Comics 4.0. You can expect more content up there shortly. I just got bombarded with a major commercial job that's keeping me from putting new videos up there right now. But I am between that and writing scripts. I've been a little busy. That and bringing back Arrow Comics 4.0 and the print file for Revolt is about, I would say, 80-85% complete unless somebody contacts me out of the blue and says, here comes another story. Other than that, I want to invite everybody to tune us back in on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for the Sunday Funnies program that I host, that Daphne is in on. And we should have a nice roundtable depending upon who wants to get up early enough on Sunday morning and talk about comics. We try to talk about the more lighthearted and whimsical side of comics.
We've been succeeding, I think, lately.
Sometimes the conversation goes in weird directions, but and if you haven't listened to last week's program with Dan Fogel, we're going to have Dan back on.
Oh, that was
very, very soon. It's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of knowledge about an entire era of comics that very few people, especially online, want to talk about. Very few people want to even sometimes admit that even happened. But there's a lot of phenomenal gems during that period. Freak Brothers and R. Crumb's material, and my favorite, Vaughn Baudet. If you haven't seen Junk Waffle, you are truly missing out on some great sequential art. That's Vaughn Baudet, yeah. On Sunday mornings at 9 a.m., that's Eastern Standard Time. Monday evenings, we do a show called It Came From Webtoons, where we're talking about comics and creators on the Webtoons program, and that is run by Eric Hodson. Mike, are you still a part of that?
So unfortunately, when I took my new job, they offered
took you away.
That'll do it.
They offered me Friday, Saturdays off, which gives me a lot more time with my son, and I couldn't say no to that. And it's a 4 p.m. to midnight shift, and so like
right in the middle of it. Yep, got to do what you got to do. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. is the main Indie Volt Live Wire podcast that's almost 2 years old, where Varian and I first started talking about comics in the industry and invited everybody else in, and it's turned into a large grouping of people and phenomenal creatives that, like I said, we're doing that Revolt book just to show off the wide range and variety and styles and types that our contributors are responsible for. And I've got a card for that. I should be throwing that up. There we are. The Indie Volt Revolt book will be coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. That'll also be the first book from Arrow Comics 4.0, and I'm in the middle of creating a lot of different things for that line soon. You're going to see a lot of products by the end of the year coming out as an Arrow comic book.
That's so cool to be part of an Arrow Comics book, mate. That is really cool.
working on it. Yeah,
just being in that anthology. That's brilliant.
Well, I'm grateful for the quality that deeply grateful for the quality that we've gotten there. I'm sure Varian would again want us to point out Liberty Entertainment Distribution. If you have an alternative or independent comic, you want to get a hold of Liberty Entertainment. They are currently signing up books and publishers for that, as well as retailers who will be receiving catalogs. There will also be an online catalog for the retailers to pick from. The warehouse is up. He's waiting for books. He's putting a catalog together as we speak. This thing's definitely going to happen. And Arrow is going to be a proud supporter of Liberty Distribution. And I think that's it. Please feel free. Oh, here we go. Yep. Don't forget indievolt.com. Indie Volt Radio. Listen online now at Indie Volt Radio. You can get an app through Google Play. You can get an app through Streama. And if you ask Alexa nicely to play Indie Volt Radio from indievolt.com, she should be able to find that and play that for you. And also, Varian would want you to know that Indie Volt has a Roku channel as well, where he plays all sorts of movies, wrestling programs, and even the more unusual podcast that YouTube may or may not want us to display. So you can find all that available for streaming over on your Roku under Indie Volt TV. We invite you to send your suggestions, your comments, your questions to IndieVolt Live at indievolt.com. Please include IndieVolt Live in the subject line so Varian knows that it's a comment or a complaint or a suggestion about the radio program. And please keep those emails to 90 words or less so that Varian can type them on a card and we can discuss them on future shows. We deeply appreciate all your input. No comment is too serious or too silly. We really want to know about your situations, very much like the Vince situation that we were talking about earlier, because we want everybody to know in the industry. We want them to have an education. And remember, folks, our feedback will be better because of your setback. Hashtag get an education. Hashtag Indie Volt. On our way out the door, we want to remind everybody of the eternal words of one Jack Kirby, who said, "Kid, comics will break your heart." Jack Kirby. We want to thank everybody for contributing today. Deeply appreciate all of you.
And
thank you in the chat.
Final last words. Please don't scam colorists for pages.
Please don't. Oh, and also as
Damn it.
one last thing that we have to push here that Varian would not forgive me for running. We are running a award show that Varian is running an award show that he's been working on for years, trying to get together. It's going to be a very more professional than what we probably want to admit, or that Varian realizes. Here is a little teaser for that right now. And again, that's going to be streaming. Oh, wait a minute.
Daphne, do we have something we want to add to this?
Anyway, that'll be streaming in who knows how many places at about the middle of September. And this is going to be a judged competition. We invite people to contact IndieVolt Awards, I believe it is, .com. to get the full details. We're looking for books. There is a small entrance fee, but that fee is donated to Autism Now, because we're not here to make money off of folks, but we do want to have serious entrance only, just like a regular film competition. And we're looking forward to seeing that happen. It's going to be a crazy night. It's going to be a crazy night. And we're already talking to production companies about filming it, and just
super cool.
This is something that Varian stumbled into. He started asking questions, and he asked the right people, and the folks at Dave & Buster's are just crazy about doing it. And it's something that when the bug hit, they had to put on hold and wait. Now that it looks like conditions are lightening up, Dave & Buster's have been getting back a hold of Varian for the last couple of months. He's tied up a lot of time into this and going, hey, can we do this? Can we do this? And Varian's been looking around to see if they can find any sponsors, and here's one, and here's one, and here's one, and it just gets really crazy. If you get up online, you can see who the sponsors are. Some of the sponsors, I don't think he's got them all listed up there yet, because there's more coming on all the time. It's going to be a really nice event, and hopefully it's going to take those indie comics and not just elevate them to try to treat them as the art that they are, but to give them a wider recognition that they deserve as well.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
Rather than the awards, those other awards that are handed out. It seems to to people's friends. Let's put it that way.
Well, I'd be testing the limits of our opinions expressed motto if we get into that, because I'm very opinionated about award shows, especially a lot of them lately. Not any of them in particular, but a lot of them in general that turn into popularity contests.
Any award that won't give Beyonce Album of the Year is sus.
If only it was a graphic album. Yeah.
Another one of those hashtag Daphne rants coming up.
There we are. Daphne rants.
There we go.
Make sure you check out that channel.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. We want to thank everybody for listening out there. Good day, good rest of your day, good rest of your evening, wherever you're listening to us from. We deeply appreciate you. And I'm stalling for time as I look for the ending. Here we go. Varian's been taking us out way too often lately, so it takes me a second to find where everything's situated. All right, everybody, any last words?
Pay your colorists.
Pay your colors.
Pay your colorists.
Don't be a grift king. If we find out about you, we'll put you on this program.
Exactly.
We'll
hunt you down.
Be careful.
We'll put you on blast.
We'll hunt you down. Yeah, we'll put you on blast. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. about what you've accomplished.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Do you draw the Flintstones?